So we finally ran out of content to shoot, so my crew has challenged me to a hot wing challenge. Now the way this is gonna work is I have the mildest wing all the way to the hottest wing, and I'm supposed to be eating these while I'm being asked questions about real estate. I don't know if that's meant to distract me or keep me from passing out, but the only way I can get through this is if I drink some coconut milk or water, so I'm able to drink as much as I want, but I have to see if I can last throughout the whole entire 10 chicken wings. As you can see, we range from just the sriracha sauce all the way to a sauce that's 650 times hotter than any jalapeno or habanero that you might ever eat. So now for the narration part of it, Derek is gonna be introducing all the questions and trying to keep me from passing out. So Derek, let's get it started, brother. Question number 1.
The first one is, knowing you've been in real estate for 16 years, what was the most insane client that you've ever had?
Craziest client I ever had was this guy named. Funny part about is that he took me to court because he thought that I stole some money from him, which I never really did steal any money from him. It was money that he owed us for repairing his condo or repairing his apartment. He had spent 6 months trying to rent this apartment, and then he gave us the listing. He said, I don't have the money to fix this condo. I mean, I keep calling it a condo, this apartment. But if you fix it for me and rent it, I'll reimburse you from the money I get from the deposit and from the rental. So we did. So then when I kept the money that I was allowed to use for repairing his apartment, he had memory loss, and then he was like, I never told you I was gonna pay you back for that. You did that on your own. So he took me to court. We went to court. I ended up having to give him half the money back, but that's not where it ended. The guy went so crazy and berserk over the money he didn't get back for it that he ended up calling the real estate commission. We got into this big quarrel, ended up blowing over, but he was super crazy. But the craziest part of the whole story, and do I have to bite this or do I have to eat this?
Yeah, that's the point. I was waiting for the first bite.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if my lips are gonna go numb, but it just might. The craziest part of the whole story, obviously, I didn't make any money on it. He got his tenant. I lost all communication with him. 2 years later, maybe even 3 years later, one of my agents from the office, now that I'm working at Culture Estate, I'm no longer with the old brokerage when I had met him. She took the listing and sold his house, and he never knew that I was the broker who owned the real estate company from the...
What?
So he went from taking me to court, calling the real estate commission, to giving me his listing back again now that we're at Culture Estate. We sold it. I made some money back, so I guess the universe made everything equal. That's why I'm a big fan of karma. Everything that goes around in life comes around.
Okay, being an investor, what's the hardest thing you've ever encountered when you bought a house?
The hardest thing I ever encountered when I bought a house, I would say going back maybe about 7 years when I first started investing more heavily. I bought a house in the Peterstown section of Elizabeth. Gorgeous place, double lot, paid $130,000 for it, which was expensive at the time for a 2-family that needed a full reno. I wish I could find it for that price now. But we were doing a complete renovation on the house, and it was October. And it was the 1 year in October where it snowed in October. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it snowed in October. And we were working on the property, and that day, I believe that my crew wasn't coming in or something. But I went by the house anyway. Something told me to go by the house. I didn't know. My electrician called and said, you gotta get to the house. I went to the house. All the snow from the roof, we had just gotten the roof redone. But since the roof got redone, we didn't have the gutters on the house yet. So all the snow that was melting off the roof was coming straight down like a cascade down to the side of the house. So all the water was getting into the side of the foundation, but the foundation was made out of, instead of being cinder block or poured concrete, it was brick foundation. So all the pressure from the water actually caved the wall in. My house had sunken down on one side of the property about like 1.5 feet. There was a gap this big between the sidewalk and the house now, where the sidewalk was on the side of the house. And I thought the house was literally gonna cave in. I thought we were gonna have no house. I called my brother up, he's a mason, he's a master mason. They went in there, I don't know, they got a lot of nerve. They went in there, they jacked up the house, put in pillars, and he straightened out that wall. I swear to God, I thought I was gonna lose the property. I thought I was gonna lose the house. So that was the craziest thing that ever happened to me. Almost lost an entire house because the foundation was gonna cave in. So that had to be the scariest time.
On to the next swing. How was that first one?
Not too bad. I mean, if they were all like that, I think I'd be all right.
I think if they were all like that, it'd be a little boring.
It would be. Yeah. It would be.
Well, okay. So the next question.
Wow, that one's getting hotter. Okay. What do you got next?
I'm sure you've seen there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that talk about starting business with zero money, with no money at all. How accurate would you say that is?
Starting a business with no money?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that starting a business with no money is impossible, but I also don't think that it's the right thing to do. There's a lot of people who have gotten into real estate with no money down investing. There's people who have opened businesses with next to nothing. But you got to put in the sweat equity. You got to do a lot of the legwork, and you got to team up with someone who has the funds, because there has to be some money that's needed for any business, whether it's real estate or whether it's selling stuff online. You got to have some type of capital, whether that's for marketing or for equipment or whatever the case may be. You could start it with no money, but it's going to be really hard without doing it with someone else, and you got to bring something to the table, which is your hard work ethic.
Okay. So now the third win.
Oh my God.
How was that second one?
Second one was pretty rough. What was this thing? This is the ass kicking Cajun. Now this third one we have what? Oh man, ass kicking original hot sauce. Okay. That's supposed to be hotter than the last one. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it past the first row. All right.
Okay, so the next question. Being responsible for so many agents on a daily basis, how do you find time to focus on growing your company and your brand?
It's tough. The biggest problem for me, and I can relate to maybe a lot of other entrepreneurs can relate with me, is that when you're running a large organization with a lot of people, it's hard because of all the distractions. Every agent needs something at some time. People are constantly coming through your office, your staff, your crew, your marketing, your agents, and you always got to find time to help them. And in between those hours, in between those times, you might get time to do something for yourself, but I find myself either doing something visionary or doing something to push the cause along, either earlier before anyone shows up or later after everyone leaves. So that's why a lot of times I come to work at 7 or 8 o'clock, or I stay till like 8 or 9 o'clock. It's because I gotta try to do some stuff for myself, and those are the only times you'll be able to do it. I think I'm drooling.
You can't even feel it?
I think I almost drooled on that last one. Yeah, I don't even know if I should be licking my fingers or what. Now I really think my mouth is going numb. But yeah, damn, that's hot.
You shouldn't have taken that last bite, because you gotta go on to the next one now.
Oh my God. Everything I did drool that time.
Okay, so the next question. I'm sure now you have a lot of investment properties. You said you started investing more seriously, what, 7 years ago, give or take?
Yes, about under 10 years I've been investing heavily.
Okay, so then now you're probably used to managing a ton of properties at once. How difficult was that at first, managing more than one property at a time?
Those are getting hot. I may have to drink a little water. Or milk.
Or both.
Or both. Managing a lot of properties, yes. Through the grace of God, obviously we've been blessed to have a lot of properties in our portfolio now. And the only way to do that and not lose out on the service that you need to give to your tenants, and to keep everything running on a day-to-day basis, and running other businesses such as managing a real estate office, building new technologies and things like that, you need to have the right people in your corner. So I'm blessed enough to have a property manager and a project manager, an operations manager. So the only way you can do that at scale is if you have the right people. And believe me, we're always looking for talented people. So down the line, we may grow a crew even more to take maybe the next leap into maybe buildings or strip malls, those types of things. But that's the only way I ever did it. I only did it because I had the right people with me, and I have this chicken wing here too. I gotta deal with. Can I hire someone to eat these chicken wings for me?
How many properties do you currently own, and how many are occupied currently?
I have no idea. And if I have anything less than 95, I'm firing William.
You heard that, Williams?
Oh my God. What the hell is this?
How hard is
I
it?
tasted the garlic, but
You tasted the garlic?
yeah, it tastes garlicky, but oh my God. That's like Satan's garlic. What else you got? Am I done with this wing, or I gotta still eat more?
No, on to the next one. Yeah. When you were a new agent, how difficult or terrifying was prospect to you?
Prospecting?
Prospecting, yeah.
Yeah, prospecting was very scary. Very scary, but I had to get over it because I knew that all the top agents in other states that were doing serious volume were prospecting. God, what is this? Is this right? I lost track. Hot sauce from hell. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, yeah, it was scary, but I think I'm more scared of this chicken wing than.
Okay.
I'm not scared to bite into it.
What do you think is the biggest fear of you new agents?
Biggest fear? I think for most of our agents, it might be prospecting, but also I believe they're really scared of the camera because when we do our masterminds and they have to come up, they have fear of public speaking, fear of cameras. So I think that's their biggest fear. I think also their fear of committing 100% because they a lot of times have other jobs, but they're scared to let go because they're scared that they won't make it. And I understand a lot of them can't. Damn.
So now, we got 2 more questions for 2 more wings.
Ask Blaster. I don't know if I want that one.
So now, this one, you got to take a bite, and then I'll ask you the question.
Okay. Oh God, these are horrible. This is really, really strong. Oh my God.
How hard is it when you opened your first office to have agents and clients trust your business, even though you weren't a big name or franchise or anything like that?
It was a challenge to have people trust us since we were not a well-known name. But thank God that I had people that believed in me because at the end of the day, you are your brand. So I had built a reputation in the business, in the industry, and I had people who trusted me. And this chicken wing is really hot. Don't ever try this at home. Do I have to take another bite? I could just move on.
We can go on to the last question. Just remember, don't touch your eyes. It's
I'm trying not to. Oh my God.
Okay, so this is your last question. And for that last wing, we added a little dab of the Mega Death hot sauce on there. So what can you tell your viewers about this experience? After you take a bite.
What can I tell my viewers about this experience?
After you take that bite.
All right. Oh no.
Did he take a bite? I don't know. I didn't see it.
There's a bite here. I can't. My lips are on fire. About this experience, don't let anyone trick you into doing this. Now that I'm doing this, I remember, I think Shaquille O'Neal or someone almost like died from one of these. I don't think I'll ever do this again. You guys, I hope you're enjoying this and I hope this is good content for you. I'm dying here. I thought you guys were going to ask me better questions for the audience to learn. They don't care about how many properties I've managed. I think what they care about is to see me pass out from these chicken wings. Well, I don't think I can take another bite. So I hope your questions are done.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're done. Do you have any last words for the people watching?
Yeah. Besides, don't try this chicken wing challenge ever. I guess I'm gonna put an analogy to this chicken wing challenge and tie it back to business and life. As you get further in your career, in your business, things are gonna get progressively harder. And this particular challenge, hotter. But it only depends on you how far you make it. And oh my God, I'm sweating profusely. So I'm trying to throw you some knowledge. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get harder for you. I can't even talk anymore. It's gonna get harder, but as long as you try and as long as you do, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you make it all the way. It doesn't matter if you stop halfway. All that matters is if you quit. So don't ever quit. Try to make it through to see your goals every single time, whatever it is that you have for yourself. Oh man, I think my tongue is really. Let me hold on. Hold that thought, guys.
Joel's enjoying this way too much.
All right, what I'm trying to say is, don't give up just because life's getting hot. And a wise word from Confucius says, make sure you, man. Oh man. What was I saying?
Confucius.
Oh, Confucius. Yeah. Just because a chicken wing don't know hot don't mean it is. Just don't mean it isn't hot. This chicken wing looked almost as hot as the first one, but oh my Lord, it was not the same. It's like two different animals. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and eat your chicken wings.